Hi everyone, in this video we're going to take a look at Huda Beauty's brand new Haze Obsession mini eyeshadow palettes. There's also a set of matte liquid lipsticks that I will also be swatching for you. So we will do swatches of all of the eyeshadow shades and do lip swatches of the lip products, and I will give you a first impressions review of what I think of the quality of these products at the end of the video. I will put in the description box below the best place to purchase these online, as well as any discount codes if I have any for you. And as always, please make sure you sign up for Rakuten if you haven't already. That allows you to get cash back when you shop online. You can go ahead and follow Allura Beauty on socials and subscribe. And of course, if you missed the latest video, that is going to be a very popular one. That is for Milani's brand new Halloween collection for 2020. So I will link that in the upper right hand corner if you missed that and haven't seen it yet. All right, let's get to looking at Huda Beauty's brand new Haze Obsession eyeshadow palettes and matte liquid lipsticks. So Huda Beauty says, our Haze Obsessions palettes welcome a new, softer side to the smoky eye with 3 gorgeous colorways in khaki, purple, and sand. Inspired by the colors of recent fashion shows and trends on social media, Huda was inspired to create a modern edit of smoky eyeshadow palettes: khaki haze, purple haze, and sand haze, buttery mattes, intense metallics, and soft shimmery toppers, all created to highlight, line, and define the eyes for endless possibilities, from off-duty chic street style to bold runway-ready looks. So let's go ahead and jump right in. We'll start with the eyeshadow palettes, and these retail for $29 each. Let's start with this Sand Haze Obsessions palette. This is a mix of creamy nude mattes, pink bronze metallics, and a rose gold shimmer. And as you can see, each palette is going to contain 9 eyeshadow shades. These are plastic palettes. This is the design on the front. This one is like a really pale, nudie, pinky peach color. They clasp shut and they do each have full-sized mirrors inside. As always, I will swatch these left to right with an eyeshadow brush over eyeshadow primer and a light dusting of translucent powder. I will mention something that might be only relevant mostly to beauty bloggers and creators, but I don't like that the palette itself has no indication of the shade names. You have to either go online or resort to the back of the box, and usually people don't keep these boxes, so there's no way for me to reference the name unless I have these references that usually people don't keep around. Shade number 1 is called Gold Shimmer. This is a metallic bronzy shade. A little surprised that it didn't go on more smoothly. I'm gonna add a little more product. Now, of course, with metallic shades, you can often apply them with your fingers instead. Shade 2 is called Dark Brown Pink Shimmer. This is a shimmering, I would agree, kind of darker brown with a hint of a pink undertone. Shade 3 is Cocoa Matte. This is a matte, very warm toned, kind of purple undertone-y brown. 4 is Rose Gold Shimmer. I don't know if these are actually names or if these are just color descriptions. I wouldn't call this rose gold. It doesn't have enough of a pink tone to it. It's a metallic kind of medium cocoa shade, I guess, with a lot of golden shimmer. It does have a taupe quality to it. Shade 5 is Dusty Pink Matte. This is more of a matte peach with a pink undertone. Shade 6 is Bone Matte. And this, I guess you could say, is a bone shade. It's definitely matte. It's more of like extremely pale nude with a peach undertone. Number 7 is Peach Matte, which I would agree is a matte peach shade. Shade 8, Red Shimmer. This is a metallic red maroon shade. Ooh, this one goes on super smoothly. And 9, Praline Matte. And this is a matte, kind of rose undertoned medium brown color. All right, so there are the 9 shades from the Sand palette. And like I said, some people will prefer to apply those metallic shades with their finger. After you layer a bit, they do look nice. The matte shades are, you could probably see, a bit powdery, I would say. So I question how long the pigmentation will last after being applied to the lids. But this reddish maroony metallic shade was the most smooth out of all of the shades in this palette. Next here is the Khaki Haze Obsessions palette, which includes olive and caramel hued mattes, warm brown shimmers, and a decadent gold pink duochrome topper. Here is what the top of this palette looks like. And here are the shades that we are about to swatch. Not sure which one is the topper, but I think it might be apparent once we swatch them. All right, shade number 1, light gold shimmer. Just from the way that picked up, I think this might be the topper shade. It is a very shimmery pale gold. Shade 2, soft pink matte. This is a matte shade, and I would describe this as a pale, kind of peachy pink. Shade 3 is supposed to be a pink and green duochrome. I see pink, maybe some silvery flecks. I don't know. Do you guys see on the screen any green in there? Gonna go ahead and layer it. I don't even know if I would have described this as duochrome if that hadn't been in the name. 4, espresso matte, which I would agree with. Matte espresso bean color. That one went on really nicely. It has a more creamy quality than the other mattes that we've swatched so far. Next is Khaki matte. This is shade 5. Oh, this is a beautiful kind of green olive, not green olive, like a brown olive toned khaki matte finish. Again, this is a lot more creamy, a little less powdery or dusty, and more opaque than the previous mattes that we've had, especially with the first palette. 6, described as an olive gold shimmer. And this is a metallic olive shade with a golden sheen. Shade 7, milk chocolate matte. This is a matte warm toned brown. 8 is copper shimmer. And this is a kind of peachy toned copper with more flaky metallic particles in it. 9, camel matte. This is another warm toned brown. This has more of a yellow undertone, whereas the previous one had a red undertone. All right, so there are your 9 shades from the Khaki palette. I think these shades are really pretty. And we had a lot more creamy mattes like these two here and the last one. I'd say this one and the light peachy pink one were typical of the ones we found in the previous palette. They're a little more dusty, a little less creamy. I really don't see any green in this quote-unquote duochrome shade there. So I think overall this palette is better quality than the sand one. And third is the Purple Haze Obsessions palette, a collection of mauve and nude mattes, disco violet and copper metallics, and dazzling lavender and bronze shimmer toppers. Here's what this palette looks like. And here are the shades up close. Shade 1, copper shimmer. This is a very red toned copper, if you're gonna call it copper. A smooth metallic finish. Second is berry pink shimmer. And this is another metallic shade. This is berry toned. Doesn't have quite a, has a little bit more of a muted metallic sheen than the first shade. 3, dark purple matte. This is a matte purple with a gray tone to it. Not the smoothest. Fourth, Pink Bronze Shimmer. Another metallic shade, a little more flaky. I don't see any bronze in this. This is more of like a purple toned pink to me with silver flecks of glitter in it. Fifth, Light Pink Matte. This is a matte shade. I don't know why, I mean, to me this looks peach, very pale peach. Maybe pinky peach. Sixth is Violet Shimmer. It's another slightly flaky purple, a silver metallic sheen. I'm gonna add a little more to that. Built up, that's really nice. 7, Masala Brown Matte. This is a medium brown. I feel like it does have a kind of pinky quality to it. 8, Dusty Mauve Matte. And this is a very pale, you could say dusty mauve, I guess. I feel like this is a really pale matte lilac. 9, Lavender Shimmer. And this is a metallic glittery, I would say this is like a dusty grape purple. All right, the shades from the purple palette. We kind of went back to the dusty mattes, had more kick up, and a lot of flaky, glittery shades. So instead of buying the eyeshadow palettes individually for $29, if you also wanted to get the miniature matte liquid lipsticks, then you can also buy this kit for $45, which is a little cheaper than if you bought an eyeshadow palette individually and then the minis individually. So it comes in this, you know, plasticky travel bag, I guess. It's kind of on the small to medium size, I would say. It doesn't feel the most sturdy or luxurious. It unzips and opens up like this, and then you can choose which shade or which palette you want for the eyeshadows, and then they'll each come with this set of mini liquid matte lips. So let's move on next to the Haze Liquid Matte Minis. This kit retails for $33. It includes 4 shades of the iconic liquid matte minis. 3 of them are exclusive hazy hues of spicy, pink, and rich browns. So those shades are going to be Savage, Legend, and Billionaire. And then as the 4th shade, they've included the best-selling Venus shade. These are all supposed to have a super comfortable and long-lasting formula. Since these are miniaturized, you're going to get 1.9 milliliters or 0.064 fluid ounces in each mini. These get fingerprints on them very easily. They are plastic, but they have a frosted glass look to them. They twist out, and there's a standard slanted doe-footed applicator inside. And these do have the name of the shades on the bottom of the tube. Right, so the first shade is Venus. This is a rich kind of medium caramelly nude. Next up is Billionaire. This is a rich kind of milk chocolatey or hot chocolatey brown. Legend is more of a mid-toned rosy mauvey pink. And Savage is a deep rosy brown. All right, I'm gonna give these a couple minutes to dry and set. All right, not fully dried on the edges, but you can get a good idea of what the color looks like and sets to. It's a very pretty set of colors here. I want to do a swipe test for you, but these edges are still wet. So I'm gonna just dab those edges off, try to give you a more fair swipe test, because typically on your lips you won't have this bunching up or layering of the product on the side there, but I've let these dry for a good like 3 minutes or so. So let's go ahead and do the swipe test. They're definitely smudge resistant. I don't know that I would say they're completely fudge proof. I can also do the makeup wipe removal test. So yeah, there's a good amount of staying power on these. So here are my thoughts after swatching these. I'll start with the liquid mattes and go backwards. I really like these. The colors are beautiful. They go on so creamy and so smoothly onto the lips. The shades are opaque and rich, and they feel quite comfortable even after drying down. They also have a nice delicious scent to them. I do think that they are expensive for the amount you're getting in a mini set for it to be that price. I just, you know, in general, I think Huda Beauty is overpriced, which leads me to the eyeshadows. For almost $30 for each of these, given the quality, I do think that that again is overpriced. On the other hand, I have seen a couple of really scathing reviews for these eyeshadow palettes that I do not agree with. I think people might be jumping on a negative bandwagon that isn't actually justified by the quality of the shades. Yes, do I wish that the mattes were more creamy, less kind of powdery and dusty? I do, and I also wish that some of the metallics are a little less flaky, but the truth is that the quality of these palettes is exactly consistent with the quality of Huda Beauty's other Obsessions eyeshadow palettes. They are no worse than the other ones. I'll also point out that the very name of these palettes is Haze. So although I do note for you when I'm swatching if something is not super opaque or maybe a little bit patchy or dusty, the name of this entire collection and the inspiration is to have a different take on the smoky eye. So smoky eyes do not require, and frankly don't do well with, a super opaque and pigmented matte shade. Those shades in a smoky eye, yes, you might want to build them up for the lid, but in the crease and on the edges, you want them to be more hazy. You want them to be smoky and diffused and blended out. So I think that although you may prefer personally to have more opaque and smooth, frankly, matte shades when you're applying with a dense brush, the intent for this may be a little separate or off from that, which is to have more of a diffused matte shade. I think the biggest criticism of these palettes is not necessarily with their quality, but more so just that they're a little bit repetitive, or maybe a lot repetitive. My favorite of the three was the khaki one. I think that's the most unique. But the sand and the purple ones, they are extremely repetitive of the other purple and pink toned palettes that Huda Beauty has released. Then again, if you're someone who's bought her palettes previously, you're probably going to recognize right away that those palettes include repetitive shades from ones that you may have already purchased. So overall, do I think that this is a fantastic collection? No, I don't. But on the other hand, I really don't think it's that bad of a collection. And I think that a lot of people are having extreme negative criticisms of this collection that really aren't warranted by the actual quality of the products. So those are my thoughts. If you have any thoughts and any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. I hope this video was helpful to you if you were thinking about maybe purchasing any of this. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next videos.